Hello and welcome to Tarot by the Moon. Tasha, you're at Tarot by the Moon. How are you all? Welcome. Happy new moon in Libra. So we're in Libra season now, so happy birthday to all of my Libra friends, beautiful Libra friends out there. New moon today in Libra, very auspicious. Had a little look in my astrology. Hello, Mr. Murray. Use Mr. Murray, you can say hello to us. In my astrology diary this morning, and it actually says this, and I wanted to share it with you. It says Sunday the 25th, new moon in Libra. This is a transformational new moon. Make a wish, but be careful what you wish for. It will surely come true. What more magic and transformation could we want than that? One thing I want to say is bear in mind, Libra is all about balance, scales, bringing everything into balance, and if you checked out my starseed reading that I did yesterday, boy oh boy, okay, yeah, have a little look at that if you haven't checked it out, because it feels now, today I've sort of realised that is actually a lovely little segue, as we say, into this video, which is right, so we're making wishes come true. So transformational new moon, we're in Libra, in the Libra season. It's absolutely transformational, and I've said this to you guys over and over again. This is how the law of attraction works, and you know, many of us are starting to finally understand it and get it. What you wish for actually does come true, but it's being aware of how we're wishing. So what I mean by that is where you're putting your energy is what you're bringing into your life. So if you're putting your energy onto what you're lacking, what you're stressing about, and what's wrong, and what everybody else is doing that's wrong, you're going to just attract more of that. Okay, instead of that, let's focus on bringing ourselves into balance. And like I say, if you have a look at the video I did yesterday, this will make perfect sense to you. Have a little think about how you can bring yourself into balance. Could be any way. Could be deciding you're going to drink more water. Could be deciding you're going to get more sleep. Could be deciding you're not going to complain about everything and just start actually being joyous about things, and things like that. Any way you can think of, you're going to bring balance into yourself before you start manifesting, before you start making wishes, is going to bring a much more desirable result in for you. Because of course, in our imaginations, what we wish for is like, you know, the fairy tale, you know, the Disney dream or whatever. But very often what we manifest is far from that, because where we've messed up is that we've sent that energy out there to come back to us from an unbalanced place within ourselves. So we're still being sketchy, we're still looking at, well, what if this went wrong? Well, what if that went wrong? Well, how do I know I can trust this situation, this person, this whatever? And worrying about everything that could go wrong instead of looking at what could go right and holding on to that. What you think about, you bring about, which another very famous tarot reader says, and I've nicked that off her. What you think about, you bring about, and that's what I'm trying to get across here. It's very, very important in this Libra new moon to remember that what you're thinking about is what you're bringing about. So if you're thinking about things that annoy you, things that are, you know, causing you grief or stress in any way, shape or form, you're going to bring more of that in. So be very, very mindful of it. If you're thinking about what you're grateful for, what you're happy about, and all of those things, you're going to bring more reasons to feel grateful and happy. You're going to bring more abundance. You're going to bring more good times, good people, and good situations close to yourself. So that's the basic energy that we're going in with today, my darlings. I hope you're all well. Thank you all so much for all your continued support as well. Please continue to support me. Please give me the thumbs up. It's very, very important that I get the thumbs up. Please give me a subscribe if you haven't already. It's very simple, very easy. You'll never be asked for money either from me or from YouTube, and you can unsubscribe at any time. So please consider doing that. It's a way for me to grow the channel and reach more people with the messages. If you did want a personal reading, I don't actually approach people. So if anyone approaches you pretending to be me, it's not me, it's a scam. Don't fall for it, okay? I will leave the email for you to get in touch with me in the box below, and you can set up a personal reading with me from there, okay, my loves? So, all of that being said, I hope you're feeling good on this brand new moon we're in today. Let's welcome it in with with some joy. Let's call in the highest vibration of love and only love into this reading today, for ourselves, for anyone else involved with your reading, anyone else involved in your lives, for the collective, for the whole of humanity, for the wonderful planet that we all share, for all of the myriad of creatures, wildlife, plant life and animal life that we share this beautiful planet with, that are our teachers and our guides. Also for all of the guides watching over us, the ancestors, the star ancestors, the interdimensional beings, angels. Nothing but the highest vibration of love and only love comes into this reading, and so it is. Okay, my darlings. As soon as I finished the reading yesterday, I realised that I didn't do a moon ritual, but I did get quite carried away on that one yesterday. If you have a little look, it was right the way it was, if you know what I mean. It was as it was meant to be. So I'm going to start with a moon ritual today, okay? Just do these little moon ritual cards just to put us in the frame. See what comes up. Now, these cards I actually got free on a magazine around about Halloween time a couple of years ago. I couldn't resist them, and they're lovely little cards. I think they are available to buy if you did check them out. I think they are available. They are out there. But let's just see what's coming up. Oh, new moon energy. Now, new moon energy can make you feel a little bit ungrounded. Try and stay grounded through this next week or so before you go worrying about what intentions you're setting. Like I said to you last month in the Virgo energy, about being present with what's actually going on before you set an intention. And this month is very much a similar theme, but I want to say it's about bringing yourself into balance before you go set an intention. So we're on the first slither of a new moon today, so we've got plenty of time. Don't go rushing yourself, don't go pushing yourself. Just have a little think, small ways, because those small ways are more powerful than you think they are, of bringing yourself into balance before you go thinking about what intentions or seeds you're planting for the rest of the month to manifest, okay? So let's have a look. The imminent arrival of the full moon fills me with gratitude, attitude of gratitude. Gratitude's always a good place to start with anything. So, of course, before we know it, this new moon that we're in today will soon become a beautiful full moon, and we'll see all of our seeds that we're planting now will be made manifest. All of the energy that we're putting out into the ethers from now on over the next 28 days will be manifest by then. And boy, oh boy, are we going to be grateful. We're going to have a lot to be grateful for. That's what that's showing me. We are actually going to learn to stay grounded and know when to stay grounded and know when to put our energy out when we're in a state of balance. And by the time that full moon comes around, we'll have so much to be grateful for. So much. Okay, my loves, it's a beautiful start. Okay, let's go in. I've got the Wise Spirit Tarot today. See what's coming up for you guys into the new moon in Libra. A moon for making wishes, and they'll definitely come true, so don't go rushing in an unbalanced state before you make your wish for the best results. Now, I said to you yesterday on the video, and I'm really feeling it strongly today again, there's a newness, there's a sense of spring, even though we're heading quickly towards winter, and of course winter should be embraced also. I feel like we're heading, there's a freshness, and that's to do with the new moon for sure. Now, if you haven't tuned into this channel before, it's for everyone. You don't need to be a particular star sign to join in with this reading, okay? You will find that it resonates. You might find that it really applies strongly to your personal life. I get all sorts of messages through, sometimes several storylines will come through. Or we may very much see how it relates to the world at large and how it relates to the evolution of human consciousness where we're at right now. Very often, in fact always, I go as far as to say it's about both, because what we're healing on a day-to-day in our personal lives, okay, is for sure what we're healing for the whole of humanity, okay. It's all linked. It's all a weave. Let's put it like that. I just need one more card today. Okay. Sometimes the energy, now I've explained that before as well. So whenever I just start explaining it to you, it seems to drop. That's strange. Okay. Okay. Sorry. Sometimes I go quiet and I say okay to myself because I'm getting messages coming in straight away. So, excuse me, and my throat chakras, a little bit irritated there. Okay. There's a lot wants to be said here today. Okay. Bear with me, my loves. Okay. Let me just explain how this reading works for you guys, okay? I've just had a big drink of water before I've come on as well, so that's okay. Somebody's having trouble saying something they need to say here in the collective. Somebody watching this right now, even there's something that somebody needs to say and they're having trouble saying it. Before I've even looked at any cards, I'm going to say this. This is the feelings that I'm getting. This is what I'm being shown. Somebody has got a lot excuse me a lot that they need to say to somebody else. It's massive. It's very emotional. Okay. Somebody's got an apology to make to somebody. I'm going to go as far as to say this. Somebody's got an apology that they'd like to make to somebody, but they feel very, I'm right, yeah, this is right. They're feeling very embarrassed. They're feeling very down on themselves about some of their poor behaviour that they've displayed towards you. This might be you yourself, or this might be somebody that's coming forward to you. We'll get into the reading now, but this is coming through straight away. They're finding it very, very difficult to just take that deep breath and spill it out and say, look, you didn't deserve that. I am sorry. You didn't deserve that, is what I'm hearing. They have circumstances that they can't. There's no excuse for the way they've gone forward with something here, but okay, they're feeling really panicky about it. They've been feeling very, very anxious about it. You've just been getting on with things. You've been doing the right thing. You've just been sort of saying c'est la vie and getting on with things. And even finding that in your heart space there is forgiveness for this situation. But obviously sometimes it's the other person who's carrying that burden of guilt that is feeling it more, which is right, really, energetically. And they are feeling it. I want you to know that they definitely are feeling it. But the more the time has gone on, it's like a little bit of time has happened, and you're thinking, I'm not going to get this apology. I'm not going to hear from this person. They're just going to hide away now. Their poor behaviour. And they might well end up doing that. If they do open up to you at all, or you cross paths with them at all, it would serve you well to drop your defences and just remain open. As difficult as that is, because obviously you've been hurt here or treated poorly. That's the only way that apology's going to come forth, if you see what I mean. I know that's asking a lot of you. I get that. But that's the only way, is it by showing radical compassion without judgment. It's a big lesson for you in that. Wherever that is, if you can stay grounded, call on your guides to help you with that. If that situation comes to you, they send you a little message just to test the waters, or you run into them out and about, or something like that, and they're going to just test the water. And if you're defensive, it's never going to be healed, is what I'm being shown. Well, it's not that it's never going to be healed. Everything gets healed eventually, but it's not going to get healed now, as you see what I mean. And the healing is possible now, under this new moon especially. So just try and stay soft, try and stay open. That doesn't mean you're anyone's doormat or you're taking anyone's SHIT. It just means that you've got a compassionate heart, radical compassion. try and understand their circumstances and try and just listen to get that apology is going to be coaxed out of them. If they still haven't come forward, okay, that's for somebody. But then in another situation, there's a similar energy coming up, because we're all under similar influences and energies. You may, now this goes against the grain and it's very counterintuitive, but I'm going to give you what I'm getting. You may need to actually make the first move there, even if it's you just testing the waters, like sending a little smiley face or a prompt, or asking about somebody, or you'll know, okay? You don't need to go over the top with it. You don't have to chase them. You don't have to hound them for this confession or apology sort of energy that I'm getting. Explanation. There's an explanation, confession, apology, something like this. But the fact that you've gone in with a soft approach and just given a little prompt might encourage them, because it will reassure them that you've actually got mercy within you, that you're willing to listen, okay? Because by listening, you will relieve them of this burden. Now I'm looking at the cards now, and I can see straight away this is definitely... Oh, dear, what's going on here? Right, so let me just explain for the new viewers. Sorry, I had to get that out because it was there and it was messing up my throat chakra for me to spit it out for somebody. So there it is. I'm fine now. There you go. Right, so if you haven't watched this before, you don't need to be a particular star sign. Star signs come up as we go along, and I'll chat to you about that as we go along, okay? What I do, I split it into 4 sections. The first section represents our mental health, our thought processes, and how we're doing with all of that. Okay. The second one represents our heart, our feelings, our emotions, and how we're doing with that. The third one represents our fire, so that's our passions, willpower, creativity, and drive. Okay. And the fourth one represents the earth. That's how we're manifesting. That's how we're pulling and experience through. That's what's coming through on the earth plane, on the 3D, on the day-to-day, after all of these energies have sort of been worked through, okay? So the first one we got is an Ace of Swords. Really happy to see an ace. Like I always say to you guys, seeing an ace in any tarot reading straight away, especially straight away, is a really strong energy. So I'm really grateful, Spirit, for that, especially on a new moon, because new moons, they say traditionally, new moons are not the best times for readings, because psychic powers, your intuition tends to be a little bit weaker at a new moon, as the moon is sort of dim. We can't quite see as much as we'd like to. However, being as we're in the age of Aquarius now, and we're all sort of up in our game, what have you, it depends. It depends on your reader, it depends on your circumstance, it depends how receptive you are to the hints that are coming out as well. So, I'm feeling very strong here today because there's an ace. So for me to have an ace out straight away on a new moon reading is pretty strong energy coming in here today. It's an Ace of Swords. It's all about clarity. It's all about mental powers. It's all about focus. It's all about intellectualizing. It's all about looking at a set of circumstances from a very logical... So it's about trying to solve a problem or go forward from your mind, primarily, more than your heart or your passion. It's about you trying to look at something very, very focused from an intellectual, using your mind, head over heart sort of mentality about it. It is in the reverse, okay? Which is what I mean at the beginning in the preamble. This is what's coming through really strong with the energies at the minute is get it in balance. Before you go pointing that sword of truth, of justice, of clarity, of focus in any particular direction in your life that you're trying to problem solve here, bring yourself into balance, because that's come out in the reverse. So that's showing me there's a little bit of mental imbalance both ways here, even if that's related to that first story that I've come in with. This is what I'm saying. You need to bring yourself in balance to manifest somebody bringing themselves in balance. And you might say, oh, well, that's not fair because they were wrong and they did this and they did that and they shouldn't have. And this is what I'm saying. This is what we're learning. We don't do that anymore. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they did, didn't do, why they did it or whatever. You can't do anything about that. You can only do what you were doing. And you're out of balance because what you're doing now is you're perpetuating that by going, see what he did, see what she did, see what they went, see what happened, look, oh, you know, and that's bringing even more of that in. that's bringing even more of that in. So to change this energy, you need to sort of bring yourself into balance first, bring your own mental powers and bring your own mind to settle. See the victory wreath at the end of that sword there? That's how we're going to bring that victory in. That's how we're going to bring that healing in. Okay, is by bringing ourselves into balance first before we go pointing our energies or our focus in any particular direction, because what we're thinking about, we're literally bringing about facts. The next one coming up is in the heart chakra, and this is what I mean. This is the energy I'm getting very much straight away, okay? Now, we've got a 5 of Swords there. All right, 5 of Swords has been coming up over and over again for months in these readings, and it's a very painful energy. I won't dice about with it. Personally, I'm really tired of 5 of Swords. I've said this to you a few times now. It feels like, and again, it's come up in the heart area of how you're feeling. So it's been pretty painful. It's a massive, massive lesson, it's a massive opportunity for growth. Whenever there's pain, there's a massive opportunity for growth, okay? That's what we need to remember. Instead of staying in the pain and wallowing and looking to point fingers of blame and looking for revenge and pointing your sword here and there, okay? Running around waving that sword and your mental powers. Let's have a little look, because there is pain there. There's a painful situation, okay? We're going to look deeper into it now in a minute. But it's very, very painful. It's been unfair. There's been disputes. There's been possibly very, very harsh words said. There's been somebody's been left out in the cold crying, and it feels like somebody's got away with a cheeky grin on their face, and they've done it by skullduggery, or they've done it by being very underhanded or showing you very poor behaviour, okay? But they can still turn that around. They still can turn that around. That's why it keeps coming up, I feel, as well. There's still time to turn that around. There's still time to turn that around for sure. I'm going to come back to that and clarify that in a minute. I'm just being asked to move on to this one. So now we've got 7 of Rods in the area of fire. Rods represents fire, so that's pretty good synchronicity that has come up in that area. This is about persevering, okay? So in your willpower, in your solar plexus, in your chakra for get passion and fire and getting things done, you know you've just got to persevere through this pain. Persevering through it. But sometimes persevering through pain isn't a way to heal it. Yes, we have to persevere, but it's not like, I don't feel like that's allowing it to heal necessarily, because it's like, oh yeah, well, I'm in all this pain, okay, and I'm just pushing on anyway, and while that's like to your credit on the surface, deep down you're still in all that pain, and that's what's causing this mental imbalance. That's what's causing your head to be all over the place with the focus of where you're putting your focus, where you can't stop putting blame, or where you can't stop sort of going over the situation that hurt you so bad, or whatever it was in the first place. You keep coming back to it in your mind, whatever it is. You keep coming back to it in your mind, but pretending that you're pushing on and that everything's fine. Okay. 3 of Cups manifesting. 3 of Cups is very, very, very positive energy. Yes, you are pushing on in spite of all of this, right? You're pushing on in spite of all of this, and you are manifesting a lot in your life that's very positive, that's very grounded, that's very focused. However, there's still healing to be done here. Let's have a little look. Let's have a little dig in. Stick with me, my loves. Okay. Okay. There's a lot of air energy here today, which isn't surprising. Venus being in a Libra season. So let's look how we can balance this beautiful air energy. Okay, there's something new you keep coming back to in your mind, and you keep playing it over. It's like your mind won't let you rest with it. You're pushing on, you're doing all right, but you could be doing better. And what we want is to do as best as we possibly can, obviously, at any time of the moon, especially in a Libra full new moon, sorry. So let's see. Okay. 7 of rods again. That's screaming at us. Okay. Lovely. Lovely. I knew that one was going to come up. And I'm glad that it has. Oh, I don't know what they. Take that one. Yeah. Okay, and 2 fell on the floor for consideration. We'll take those into consideration in a moment. Okay, what I can see here is we've got a 7 of rods now come up to clarify why that Ace of Swords is in the reverse. Okay. Again, Valor, pushing on through. Right. It's all very well and good, and yes, we do need to have valor, and yes, we do need to have perseverance, absolutely. But where healing is concerned, we need to stop and recognise that our healing needs to take place. We need to take a pause. This is what I mean about the lessons of Virgo season on the new moon last month. Being present with what's actually going on before you go pushing ahead with manifesting. So you're out of balance, you keep coming back to this thing over and over again in your mind. It's causing you to be imbalanced mentally, so it's causing your air element to be out of whack, okay? And then your manifesting's going from there. Alright, see what I'm saying? Feels like you will smash through this though. Feels like you will smash through this. This is about actually, if you look at that card, you've got the 3 staffs crossed one way and the 3 staffs crossed the other way, and then you've got that beautiful natural looking piece of wood smashing through the lot of them in the centre. And this is what you're going to have to do mentally to rebalance this, where all of these dramas are coming in at you and, oh well, yeah, but he said this and she done that and I acted like this, and it's all a bit messy. This is like the rod of truth in the middle, I feel. This is truth. And this is just purely smashing that mental anguish, catching yourself doing it and going, no, I'm bringing this in. I'm bringing this magic rod in and I'm just not having it. You lot, back off. Let's see how it's different to the others. And these have been crossing over each other, crossing energies. This one in the middle is just straight upright. And it's got growth on it as well, and it's just a natural rod. It hasn't been fashioned in any way. It's just smashing through the lot of them, just with sheer willpower, sheer mental power of, no, I'm not having that. I'm not having my brain space, my mind space cluttered up with all of this coming in, crossing this and that. I'm not having it. I've got that Gandalf thing in my head right now of you shall not pass. You shall not pass. It's that, but in your mental powers. So every time you find yourself slipping back into the drama of whatever this is that's happened, this person that's wronged you, crossed you, whatever, okay, you're actually smashing through it. You're actually catching yourself doing it and you're going, no, I'm not allowing that into my mental space. I'm healing that. Obviously you have to recognise that it has hurt you, but the trick, isn't it, is not to get stuck in it at the same time. The next one we've got coming up is Princess of Discs. This is the Thoth, Alistair Crowley's Thoth Tarot, which I always use for clarifying. That's come up to clarify those 5 of Swords. So this is very earthy energy. So we might be dealing somebody with a very earthy energy or very earthy placements. So you might have very earthy placements. That's Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Love the Princess of Discs. In the Thoth Tarot, she's one of the most powerful cards of all. She contains the elements of all the other cards, okay? She's at the bottom. She's like the Alpha and the Omega, I think is described as, in Alon Milo de Ket's Understanding Thoth, Crowley's Thoth. I'll show it you now. It's the best book for understanding this tarot. Okay, she's on the cover there, so there you go. She's one of the most powerful cards in this particular tarot deck. She contains a little bit of all the other cards, and she's like at the bottom of the pile, and yet because she contains a small amount of all of them, she can manifest anything. It's a powerful manifestation card. So be very, very careful, as I say, with this Libra new moon. Be very, very careful, because what we don't want is to manifest more of this, because we've been stuck in this for ages, this Five of Swords. It keeps coming up over and over again. Okay? Be very aware of how powerful a manifester you are. Be very, very aware. You may feel like you're at the bottom, but actually you're a very, very powerful manifester, and what you're doing is you're manifesting more of that, which we do not want. We want to heal from that and move on from that. And I can see that we are definitely doing that, because the next card coming up is the Six of Rods, and I knew this was going to come up, and I'm glad to see it. It's one of the more healing cards in the Crowley Tarot, and it's all about victory and healing. There's Mr. Milo there. If you've not watched my channel before, I've got two dogs here. One's called Mr. Milo. Mr. Milo, yeah, he's Jack Russell. Likes to bark at windows. Obviously, it's his job. And there he is. You can't tell now. Yeah, he's guarding us. Okay. Anyway, he agrees with what I'm saying. Obviously, this is victory. This is smashing it. This is healing coming in. You can see the winged staffs there, the Egyptian-looking winged staffs at the top. It's all about the healing, baby. Okay, this victory, this coming in, is coming in through your passions. So, you know, 6 to 7 as well. One step at a time. Steady progress. Loving this. This is good energy coming through your passions. It's like your sheer willpower is going, especially that Valor card as well. It's like your sheer willpower is going, no, I see what's going on, and it's continuing, and it's going on, and I'm not spilling it over into another season, another month, another moon cycle of life. I'm not having it. And you're not having it. You're really, really not. You're just not having it. Just a second, my loves. Sorry about that. Background noise. Very, very annoying. Sorry about that, my darlings. You're just not having it, is what I'm seeing here. Okay? You're smashing through. You're catching yourself doing it. You're smashing through with our rod of truth. You're realising what a powerful manifester that you are, and you are not going to be manifesting any more Five of Swords. Not in a hurry anyway, not consciously. And then there's all this beautiful healing coming in, there's victory coming in. Once you've got that in balance, you will be victorious. There is an explanation, there is an apology, there is an opportunity for healing in this situation, very much coming in, okay? Three of Swords, pretty painful stuff, heartbreak, grief, despair, and all of that. Coming in to clarify a Three of Wands, though. This is 2 threes together. So now we've got 6. So now we've got love. This is about healing. This is about healing that grief. This is about healing that broken heart. This is about healing that despair. Okay? Absolutely. You can see the 2 threes. I can also see we've got 2 sevens as well. And 2 sevens, okay? If it's not about true love, and I don't feel like this is a love reading so much, we'll have a little looky into that, though there might be a side story. It can also stand for dramas and anxieties coming up that actually you're feeling them very much, and you're worried about them, and you're stressing about them, and you're in danger of manifesting more of them, okay, if we don't keep ourselves in check right now and bring ourselves back into balance. But they're actually not anything for you to worry about. They're actually less of a worry than you believe they are, okay? So Spirit's asking you to trust that and just let things go a little bit. Let things be healed. 2 extra cards came out for our consideration. The Emperor, beautiful Emperor. So there might be Aries here. There might be strong Aries placements or something like that with somebody as well. And we've got a 5 of Rods, which isn't as bad as a 5 of Swords. It was in the reverse, by the way. It's not as bad as a 5 of Swords, but it's still pretty annoying. It's about disputes. It's about clashes of ego and clashes of interest. It's about arguments. It's about projects as well very often, or something that you try to get together with a group of people and it didn't quite gel, okay? It's in the reverse, so that's showing me that this is actually, it got a little bit silly. Let's put it like that. It was something that started off manageable and it got a little bit silly. It's got to a Five of Swords energy, which is a little bit more nasty, okay? It's a big lesson for somebody here in standing your ground and staying in your peace. All right, I think you know that. That's what the Emperor does. I mean, he stands his ground, he stays in his peace. Somebody who might have been a little bit too bossy, a little bit too controlling. Emperor is a wonderful thing, and it's a wonderful, wonderful energy to have, but only when we're in balance first. We don't want an unbalanced Emperor, okay? We want an Emperor that's calm, cool and collected. And I know this is a very fiery energy and a very bossy energy, but that's not always a bad thing. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing when we're in balance, okay? So this is something that started off a little thing, I want to say, or a manageable thing. Not a very, it's still a little bit of a pain sort of thing, energy to it, but it escalated. It for sure escalated. I'm going to do a couple more cards. I feel like we need to do them today. Okay, I need to set a towel. Okay. So I'll use a fresh deck of cards to see what comes up. This is what I mean. This new moon energy can be really messy, and this is what I talked to you guys about last month, and it was the messiest reading of the whole month, I think, actually, was the new moon one. And it should be. It absolutely should be, because that's where we're going to see the nitty-gritty of what needs to be brought into balance, where we can be present with what actually is going on instead of just forging ahead and only looking at the good stuff. Whatever. That's too many. So bear with me, we'll get through it as we always do. Tarot by the Moon. Right. Okay, definitely wanted to come out. Let's just see what's going on here with this dispute. This Emperor. Five of Pentacles. Somebody's feeling really shut out, really left out in the cold. Somebody might have ended a friendship, shut a door on something, shut a door on a person, decided they don't want to bother with that anymore, right? You've got another five, you've got a Five of Wands, again, so that's another double energy. This was something that could be resolved by staying in your peace and staying grounded. But it didn't. It got escalated, and Spirit's screaming that at me. That is definitely what's happened, okay? He's come up again to clarify the same thing. This is something that could have been resolved just by staying in your peace and just letting the roughshod ride over you, and ego's got out of control, yeah? But it's huge lessons, and you're learning them, and you're learning them quickly because you're smashing through. You're taking the lessons and you're moving on from it. There's a Three of Wands. Okay, there's a lot of threes here, three threes, okay? This is a lot of energy. This is about understanding that you've got the energy to manifest whatever you want. You can manifest this kind of chaos and disputes and let things run amok and let things escalate and get into that sort of, unbalanced sort of state. Or you can be mindful of what's going on, learn from it and pull it back. And while you can't go back in time and change any of the ways we've gone about dealing with things or dealing with a dispute, believe me, I've done it myself many, many times. It's so easy when you're in that energy and you're in that kind of emotion to just retaliate or respond in an immature or a negative way. Done it myself so many times, and I probably will again. But it's about realising that you've got the energy to actually push through with your goals, okay? Now, 3 threes are there, and that's bugging me, so I'm going to have another look at that. You've been shut out. You've been feeling shut out, but you're not shut out. You're feeling shut out, but you're not shut out. There is still a way to heal this situation. There is still a way to resolve this situation. It's going to take you having a completely different attitude. And it does start with you. Because I understand that you feel wronged and that this other person was wrong, so to speak. I say wrong. I mean, it just is what it is, yeah? That's what I'm seeing here. But you can't do nothing about that. You can only soften yourself. You can only soften yourself and bring yourself back into balance here, my beautiful, whoever that is, okay? What I want to look at is what we're actually manifesting there. What is it? What is the goal? What are we actually? Because you need to focus on what your goal actually is. Is your goal to heal this situation, or is your goal to actually perpetuate more of this kind of energy and drama in your life? Yeah, there it is, my darlings. And I don't mean to be brutal, but it's not about what I mean. It's just I'm just giving you what I'm getting. That's what I'm here to do. It's tarot reading. Please don't shoot the messenger, etc. 9 of Cups. Right, love it. So this is what you're hoping to manifest. This is your goals. This is wish fulfillment. This is working on yourself diligently. This is having lots of self-care, lots of improvement, self-improvement. This is about improving yourself. But how are you improving yourself if you're holding on to some drama that happened, that ended badly, and so now you're in a dilemma of, do I shut the door on it? There's going to be an opportunity for you to not shut that door, to come in from the cold. 5 of Discs is about coming in from the cold after feeling like something's ended or you've been left out in the cold or something, literally. It's about coming in from there. Oh. So have a think about, do you want to manifest that? Do you want to manifest that healing? Yeah? Because that's what I see you actually want to manifest, but you've got a little bit lost in the drama, I want to say, of all of this as well. Now, of course, that applies to collective as well, being shown very clearly there, because this is what happens, isn't it? We can get sucked into all of the drama that's going on in the world, all of the negative stuff. We can stay focused on, well, look at what they're doing, they don't care, and this government don't, and that company did. We can stay focused on all of that, or we can shift our energy and shift our perspective to what the solutions actually are, and be very careful that we don't manifest and repeat history, okay? So instead of staying focused on what all the negatives are, we need to shift our perspective on, yeah, we need to look at those negatives, we need to be aware of them, we need to do that to heal them, and that is very discombobulating and makes us feel very unbalanced and all those things. But we've got the power, even though we are just the ordinary person, we are the Princess of Discs very much, we're at the bottom of the pile, we've got, we can change this, we have the manifesting power to change this. And to improve things dramatically. 9 of Cups, dramatic improvement. Those are the goals. There's an opportunity for healing, both collectively, on a bigger scale, and on an individual scale in your personal life. If this is making sense to you, please give me a thumbs up. Please get in touch. Please let me know how it's resonating with you. Please drop me a comment in the box below to let me know how it's resonating also. Love to hear from you guys. So I'm just looking at my thing there. Is it? Yeah, we're still rolling. Sorry, I just thought the camera had stopped rolling for a minute then, but it hasn't. We're coming up on 43 minutes. This has flown by, this reading, and it's felt really deep, and it feels like a lot more stuff wants to come up. So if it's resonating with you, get in touch with me and we'll sort out personal reading. It does feel like it's showing us very much, even if you don't relate to it on the personal nitty-gritty that I was coming up with there, it does feel very much like that's a lesson for all of us. Like, we get stuck up in our heads about things, and like I say, the world at large. Before we go manifesting anymore, this beautiful Libra, magical, transformational Libra full moon, let's have a look at what we can bring back into balance. Let's have a look at where we feel left out, areas that you feel left out in the cold, or that you feel like you have to shut a door on. Because there is still a chance for healing in those areas if you want them. That doesn't mean to say you have to go back to somebody, you have to put up with anyone's negative attitude or any of that. It just means there's an opportunity for healing it. of a softening it in the best possible way forward to manifest this beautiful Nine of Cups. Because the Three of Cups is great. Very, very, very positive energy, a Three of Cups. Okay, something's building, something's forming. But a Nine of Cups is so much more. Nine of Cups is so much more. A Nine of Cups is what we could be having. We're manifesting a 3. We could be manifesting a 9. And we still can. That's what new moon reading's for. If we get things in balance and have a look at what needs to be brought into balance, what needs to shift, okay? We've got a couple of doubles here, or even triples. We got 2 5s of... No, there was... Hang on. 2 6 of rods, okay, 2 6s of rods, no, yeah, there was, yeah, no, sorry, 2 7s of rods, no, it was just 2 7s, sorry, it felt like the numbers are doubles, but not the actual cards, right, unless I've missed something here, please let me know if I have missed something. Well, we got that 5 of swords, that 5 of rods, okay. Don't want to be stuck in the 5s, my loves. We need to learn from this. We need to learn how to stay in our power, stay grounded before things escalate to 5s of swords. That's a massive lesson, yeah, massive. That's something we need to bring back into balance. We need to stop going over and over and over things in our mind and catch ourselves when we're doing that, okay? The 3 3s is powerful manifestation. The Princess of Discs is powerful transformation. It's Libra new moon. That is why we've manifested those cards there. That is so powerful. We're capable of manifesting this within this moon. A 9 of Cups for ourselves. That would be fantastic. That's wish fulfillment. Or did I say at the preamble, be careful what you wish for this moon, because it will come true. So be careful where you're putting your energies, because what we don't want is to manifest, to wish for, inadvertently, more 5 of swords. No. We're doing better than that, okay? What did that original card say as well? We'll be full of gratitude. We'll be full of gratitude by the full moon. Because we'll have learned where we're going wrong. We will have learned where we can bring things back into balance in our mental powers. We can learn where we can heal our heart, where we can pull back, stay in our power, stay soft, stay open to healing. Okay, even if another person isn't ready for that, even if they're still all up in their drama, as long as you've stayed open and you've stayed ready for healing, you've done all that you can do and you will manifest this. Okay, my loves? Hope that makes sense. I'm sure it does to somebody. I was drawn to bring in a Brian Froud Oracle, Fairy Oracle for us today as well. I feel like it's perfect for in-between times, which we're very much in. It's when the fairy energy, the worldly energy tends to manifest. Certainly in me it does. So let's see what they wanted to come in with us for today. This going to be on. Oh, very, 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 very straight away. Love, love, love the Dark Lady. The Dark Lady, I'll talk to you about that one in a minute. Tobira of the Waters, not surprised to see that, and perfect for what we're trying to get across here today. And the Singer of Healing. How amazing. That is, the singers in the Brian Froud Oracle are sort of equivalent to Archangel energy. It's very, very high vibing and it's spiritual energy. So, where's that gone? Bear with me a minute, peeps. There it is. Okay. The Dark Lady is absolutely fab. I love the Dark Lady. It's very often about developing your psychic powers. It's about listening to any spiritual advice that you're getting. It's about seeking spiritual advice. Let me have a little look. I always feel like she's a little bit like the Morgan Le Fay actually of this tarot deck. In my mind she is, always has been. Okay. Unconscious power and wisdom, rituals, mysteries and secrets. We may reach the realm of the Dark Lady through grief, through deep gratitude, through surrender, through ecstasy, and through profound ritual. This card in a reading suggests that it is time to withdraw from the ordinary world to revitalise yourself through retreat and surrender to the source. Unity and the song of ecstasis. This is a time of preparation for rebirth, of restoration and regeneration. What is hidden is getting ready to be revealed. Celebrate this passage through the unknown, rich, fertile, hidden realms of the Dark Lady. This is a time of the natural cycle of life when we open ourselves to and receive the inflow and energies of himself, which is card 17, and we've had that one before, when we become powerful, overflowing with the life force. It may also be a time of prophecy, magic, and foretelling of the potentials of the future, a time of self-awareness, self-knowledge, and encounters with hidden worlds. Meditate, retreat, seek serenity and inner peace. So go gentle with yourself this week. It's absolutely spot on. There's a whole 2 pages I could have read, but I haven't got time for that. So I've just read you the reading paragraphs there. Now, what did I say? Grief. Something's really done your head in. You've got a 3 of swords there. Something's really, caused a lot of grief. This is the realm that we reach this beautiful entity through. Okay, this is one of the realms that we reach the Dark Lady to, and we're to surrender that pain and that grief that you carry in this situation that's hurt you to the Dark Lady. Okay, my darlings. Again, it's perfect because it's telling us that there's a natural time and natural cycle, and we're getting ready. It's time to revitalise yourself through retreat and surrender to the source. What is hidden is getting ready to be revealed. What did I say to you at the preamble at the beginning before we even looked at the cards? Somebody is waiting to reveal to you an apology, an explanation, or something of that kind. Just take a step back, heal yourself of the pain of it, allow yourself to soften. This is how you're going to do it. I'm so glad I brought these cards in today. This is how you're going to do it, by surrendering to that Dark Lady, okay? That's a part of you. Celebrate this passage through the unknown. Sorry, I'm just... Okay, so we're getting ready for a new moon. We're getting ready for a new phase. So this is what she's allowing us to do. This is what it's all about, okay? Retreat and surrender, preparation. That's what I was looking for, sorry. Went very quiet then. This is a time of preparation for rebirth. So, you know, yeah, it is. It's spot on. It's exactly where we are. We're on the first sliver of the new moon. This is a time of preparation for rebirth. I feel like this is glowing a little bit. It is to me anyway. It's fantastic energy. So go with the Dark Lady. Go within, okay? Heal that. Take that trauma. Take that grief. Take that angst. That 5 of swords. Take that 5 of swords. That 5 of rods. Leave it with the Dark Lady, okay? Because we're preparing for rebirth. We're preparing for a new moon. And what we want is to heal that grief and bring things back into balance before we start manifesting. The next one was Tabira of the Waters, and it couldn't be more perfect. You wouldn't believe how perfect this is now. Love this energy. In fact, I'm going to read the whole thing too for Tabira because, yeah. Emotions, serenity, meditation, gracefully accepting change. For a moment, close your eyes and just let yourself feel the cool, sparkling fairy waters flowing through your fingers. Imagine drinking this sparkling coolness from your own cupped hands, and imagine the water flowing down your throat. You may even be able to feel that magical energy-filled coolness flow right through to your toes. Feel better? Throughout the world, there are healing wells, both for general health and specific ailments. In modern times, many of their fairy qualities have been diluted, even though Tabira and her healing helpers do all that they can to help them clear and potent fairy waters, reflect the emotional state of the healing human people around them. So the fairy waters that come down to our world have lessened impurity and power in places where people are living, especially stressful, civilized lives. As one Oracle group member observed, there are profound connections with drinking water, tears, wells of forgiveness, Water is the fluid of transformation, nutrients in the body, the connect and flow. I could flow on, but I'll stop. However, the many healing fairies who help to do the best they can under the circumstances to purify the waters, and they try to maintain their own merry spirits to give added power to the waters. We can help the fairies by creating more merriment in the lives of others and our own lives. In addition to the healing wells, there are wells and springs that bestow wisdom or skill upon the drinker, like the famous Hippocrene fountain on Mount Helicon, which bestows poetic inspiration. I suspect it of being a fairy fountain because of the way it works. If you have one drink, you gain a certain level of poetic ability, another draught brings you more, and the third brings you to the full flower of poetry. The reason the world is not overrun with magnificent poets is because first, it is very difficult to find the spring, and second, the water packs such a wallop that most people stagger off after a single drink or two. And you only get one chance at the spring. There are also fountains of youth, like the one on Dun Eye, the highest hill of Iona, a magical isle on the west coast of Scotland. I looked and looked for this fountain, but I couldn't find it. I shall have to try again next time I'm there, because I am much more in need of it now than I was all those years ago. Water is a mutable, changing fluid, and Tabira speaks to us of a particular kind of change of emotions, and possibly a change in health. We have important choices to make about how we meet those changes and where we let them take us, towards the calm flow and purity of fiery water, or the boiling cauldron of hot temper and steamy emotions. The choice is obvious, but we sometimes forget that we have it. Tabira reminds us that we do have a choice, and making it wisely or unwisely will determine your future. The things we need in life remain constant, no matter what is going on or how hectic the changes and pressures in our life may be. We need nurturing and love, and it is ultimately up to us to provide that for ourselves. The healing fairies will help them if we ask them to. It's perfect because it's what we're saying about bringing things into balance there, my loves. Okay, water is mutable, water is changeable. So what are we doing with it? What are we doing? This represents our emotions. So what are we doing? Are we flowing towards calm, peaceful, pure waters, or we're going to let it boil up in a hot temper and steamy emotions, which leads to Five of Wands turning into a Five of Swords, which is why I'm feeling that kind of Aries sort of steamy, bossy sort of energy coming forward there as well. Or are we going to let it flow? Are we going to let it flow? And a way to do that, I would suggest, if you're having trouble with any of this healing this, whatever this means for you, I would suggest you go and walk near water, waterfalls in particular. I would suggest you drink more water. I would suggest you allow your tears to come up and be released right now. Okay, and all of those things as well. It's absolutely perfect. The next one we got was Singer of Healing. Very, very high vibe energy for the Singer of Healing. Feel really strong here. Okay, I'm just going to read this a little bit, not the whole thing. This is the Healer's card. There you go. What more could we want, my love, to heal this grief, to heal this trauma that's making us unbalanced, that's making us continuously and perpetually manifest Five of Swords when we do not want to be doing that? What more could we have asked for? And I'm so grateful this has come in for us today. Then the Master card, the Healer's card. Its presence in a reading may speak of healing to be given or of healing to be received. The circumstances and processes of researching may seem easy, or they may bring great challenges. In either case, we are asked to participate in our own healing as we are strengthened by this singer. More usually, this singer speaks of both giving and receiving, because we cannot truly and freely give without receiving as well. Healing is something that flows through us and not from us, and as such we are inevitably affected by its passage. Drawing this card tells us both a need and an opportunity for healing ourselves and perhaps others as well. As Warren, one of my teachers, says, healing is not something you do, it's something you are. I love that. It's not something we do, it's something we are. And what we mean by that is, it's exactly what I've tried to put across in my tarot readings many times. It comes up here and it's come across today very strongly. It's not something we do, it's not something we are. So we're trying to manifest. We're trying to manifest a better world. We're trying to manifest 9 of Cups. Okay, there's a lot of healing in the 9 of Cups actually. and all of that. But we're doing it from an imbalanced state. You can only heal something or manifest something from how healthy you are in yourself. So that means that you are a healer, but you can only heal through your own healing. And that's what the point that I try to make about my microcosm, macrocosm. You can only heal what's going on out there in the world and change the world by healing your own SHIT. That's exactly what it's saying, okay? It's a need and an opportunity for healing yourself and others. It's not something you do, it's something you are. Okay? So you're healing all the time. You're healing your own SHIT all the time. It never ends. It's never a point where we're fully healed. It's continuous. It's because we are part of infinity. And it's infinity that we work with. I hope that makes sense. It's continuous. So relax, okay? Relax. Find some lovely water to walk near or to be near. And if you can't do that, then consider taking a lovely luxurious bath or a luxurious shower or something like that. If you need to have a cry, It's absolutely fine. Drink more water, okay? Surrender to this beautiful dark lady within. Okay, you will find her through grief and despair as well as through ritual and ecstasy. And allow that singing of healing to come and sit with you and be you, which it is, which it already is, my loves, okay? When we've allowed this singer in and we're strengthened by this and we understand what we need to heal, it's a giving and a receiving, and it's about bringing that beautiful Libra balance in, okay? Then we'll be ready to manifest like a mofo. Because by the full moon, we're going to have a lot to be grateful for. So I know that we've got this. We've absolutely got this, my loves, okay? So I'll be back in a few days' time and we'll be seeing how we're getting on with our new moon intentions. But for now, let's focus on bringing ourselves back into balance, healing this grief, letting it go in our minds, staying open for opportunities to heal and forgive always, and taking extra special gentle care with ourselves, okay? So thank you for listening. Thank you. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it's made sense. I hope you've resonated with at least some of it. There's a lot there, especially for a new moon. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a subscribe. It means the world to me, to you, from each and every one of you. And take care of your beautiful selves. Go gentle with yourselves and each other, and all the love and all the light. So it is.